Welcome, everybody, to another episode of My Mama Done Told Me. Yay.
Now you got to keep going.
Yay. Oh.
Introduce yourself and us.
I'm the mama of My Mama Done Told Me, and I'm in the room tonight with my son, Jeff.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
And my daughter, Lauren.
Hi.
And you're about to see what happens when we get together and talk about it.
Man, you guys are used to listening to the other show. A show where we are sitting with our mama and then get together and talk about it.
That's right.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Here we are.
We're
Hey.
here. We're here.
We're here.
We're weird.
That's true as well.
Yeah.
You
Mom,
are anyway.
Yes, sir.
how's it going?
Really good.
How is going?
I really like being here. I really like being able to
Here?
hear you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Oh, why?
Don't. Lauren,
Let's get
this
into
is episode 16.
Oh, my gosh.
We're all a little bit nervous about this question.
Yeah.
A little. Here is our topic, and I'm interested to what everybody thinks. And hopefully we get a lot of listener comments on this
I
one
hope
too.
so too.
Our topic is it okay to lie to avoid hurting someone's feelings?
Yeah, I'm doing this.
Yep. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. We had to do some
Again.
camera switching because just can't do anything right around here, can I?
Oh,
Nope.
don't be hard on yourself. You do a great job.
Thanks, Ma.
Yeah.
Are you
do
lying?
too. I'm not lying.
Are you?
Oh.
No, I'm not.
Would it be okay to lie if it saved my feelings?
No.
No. Okay, so Mom made a stance. Okay, so what I was going to say before we got so rudely interrupted by our technical difficulties, we're raised from the time we're little that lying is bad, right? Mm-hmm. You might even say, thou shalt not lie or tell false truths, right?
Yeah.
However,
But
we've all been in situations where a full truth may hurt someone that you care about. It may damage a relationship.
yep.
So are there situations where it's okay to tell a lie? Little one? Is there such thing as a little one? You could get really into the weeds with this question if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, if you're coming from a religious space, one sin is the same as the greatest of sins, right? If you're not, you may think, well, what does it hurt if do I look fat in this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you want the answer to that?
right. You sure do. You know, like that doesn't feel right. So,
No.
so I don't know. Let's talk about it. Mom, your initial answer was no.
Well, because I come from a religious background, being a Christian, I feel like I know that lying is wrong, and even a little white lie is wrong. Wrong is wrong, right is right. So it's black and white in that area. I want it to be okay
Sure.
because it makes it easier. I'm sure I'm guilty of doing it in the past, and I don't feel good about that. But I don't think it's right. I don't think it's okay. It's not really okay. It's okay to not hurt the other person's feelings. I guess my thing would be, if at all possible, rather than telling the lie to avoid hurting somebody's feelings, would be to say something to avert that. I mean, let's just use the cliche one, do these pants make me look fat? And they do. And you don't want to say that. And
Right.
you don't want to say it. You say, well, instead of lying and saying, yeah, that's fine, let's say, I really like the other pants you tried on better. The other ones look nicer. And if the person on the other end keeps going, but do these make me look fat? They're going to really push it. Then it gets difficult. But hopefully you can divert that lie with by not really answering the question or not really.
The politician's answer.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
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 I mean, then
They
there
know.
is some truth to that too. I think that in some ways, that's why, you call it the politician, the politician's answer, the political answer or something, because you kind of aren't answering the question because you don't want to tell a lie or the
Right.
truth.
Right.
You want,
You don't want to be held to that because
Right.
if it's
Right.
not true, they're going to go back to say, well, you said that. Right.
and sometimes, but then it ends up feeling a little bit like wordsmithing, where you're just,
Yeah, but it'd be like if you said to me, do you like my new haircut? And I didn't like it. I do like it. But if I didn't like it, I would probably say I liked it better longer. I wouldn't say I don't like it unless you really pushed me and said,
Right.
you mean you don't like it? Well, not as much as the other way. This hasn't been
Yeah.
a conversation that we've had, but
right.
What about, let's say, you're walking the dog and one of your neighbors is like pushing a tram
A tram.
down the street.
buggy,
A buggy.
And they're like,
a carriage.
oh my gosh, isn't my daughter so cute? And you're like, that is the ugliest baby I've ever seen. What do you say then? Oh, yeah. How adorable.
You can say she's adorable because all babies are adorable.
No, they're not.
That doesn't say she's pretty. Or it doesn't say, that doesn't say pretty.
Yeah.
But nobody would say, isn't my baby cute?
Well,
Right. And we're
I
talking
have
about,
had people show me their baby pictures and said, I mean, what are you supposed to say? Aw,
She looks just like you.
Mom.
Well,
well,
I mean, you're not lying. You're saying,
I
well, she looks
suppose.
just like you. You don't have to say she's cute.
I think we're focused on pretty surface level
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of questions here,
Yeah.
and I didn't come prepared with any of the times when it would potentially be. I mean, we're talking about
Feelings.
yeah, but things that could potentially really damage or a relationship or I wish I could think of a specific example, but
Well, let's just say hypothetically, if we had a third child here, and we said, and they were with somebody that none of us liked, and that child said, "So, what do you think of Shirley?" And we're all like, "Oh, she's great," and when in fact none of us like her. Is that what you're talking about?
possibly, yeah.
Okay,
Those
so
kinda,
that would be difficult.
right.
That would be very difficult.
Right. And I do think there's ways in most of those situations where if you're smart with your words, you can say things
In a way that's not going to.
that's not going to hurt feelings.
Right.
But at the same time, that also kind of feels like a lie.
But it's not. I don't think it is. Maybe it's a
Technically,
little
maybe not.
deceiving. It's
If you're
I don't know.
okay, so is there times that is it a lie to not tell the whole truth?
but if we all did that, nobody would like anybody. Everybody'd
I
be
know.
mad
That's
and
what we're
crying.
talking about.
And I think
I
that's,
know, but it doesn't make it okay to lie. I mean, it's hard. This is a hard
it
question.
is, yeah.
It really is a hard question because you are going to divert to something that you can say nice, or you can divert no matter what the issue is with, your, no matter where it's coming from or where it's going, if it's not the truth. I mean, you said perfectly, we have to wordsmith, and you do, because you have to.
If you care at all about the way other people,
It can be really harsh.
yeah,
To tell the truth, even like simple. I guess I was using simple things because I think that can even damage relationships.
It can,
You have
yeah.
a husband and a wife, and the wife says, "Did you like this dinner?" And the husband hated it. If he says, "Ugh, I hated it," well, she's going to feel bad and probably not going to want to cook for him again.
Depending
at
on
the
how he
same
says
time,
that.
yeah, it depends on how he says it.
Right.
And the other thing is, if he lies to her and then she finds out later that he hated the
That's
dinner,
even worse.
that's
Yeah,
worse
because then she's going to make it again.
well,
And he's going to have to eat it again.
and she's not going to trust him.
Right.
There's a trust issue with that too.
Yeah.
If you find out somebody's lied to you,
Yeah. And a lot of these situations too depend on what is your relationship already like with the person
Right,
you're,
sure.
you're potentially considering lying to.
Right.
Because, for example, my wife, if she made a meal that wasn't my favorite, I know that I could tell her, probably not my favorite thing.
and that'd be fine to say
And
it's
it would be
probably not my
fine.
favorite. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just don't know, whatever. Well, okay. Then we won't have it again, or
Right,
we'll have it
right.
when you're not home, or
Yep.
something, and that's fine. But we also have a relationship of trust
Right.
and of honesty, and where we can say those things and not.
But it's
so mad
also
at you.
not like you're saying, that was the worst meal I've literally ever had. And I
You're
can't-
not saying
And I
it
can't
harshly.
believe that you ever
Right.
Right. Exactly.
thought that I would like that. Like, why
you
did you
thought
even...
I would like this?
Why
Yeah.
did you even
What-
make this?
What gave you that idea?
Right. Right.
That's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's a way of saying things
probably
honestly
Yes.
that can curb that a little bit and make it a little bit easier to take.
right. I feel like if I think about situations where I've either done it or considered doing it, a lot of times it's not to the people I'm very closest with, because it's easier for me to be honest with you guys or my wife, because I know that we have a relationship that's going to survive that.
Right.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I just don't feel like being around people right now. So no, I don't want to come over.
Yeah.
And you're going to understand that.
Yep.
Right.
Where if I need an excuse to leave somewhere because I just can't stand the guy that's there,
You might
would
say,
would I consider saying I've got somewhere I have to be? Well,
Yeah.
in my mind, I could justify that by saying, well, technically I have to be home.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling him is that I can't hang out with you any longer because I
I've
got
have other
something important to do.
plans or whatever.
Well, that's technically a lie, right? So is that okay? Well, I could probably figure out a way to do that. I could figure out different ways, but is their situation, is that wrong? Well, there's a lot of people listening, and myself probably included, where I don't know that I really consider that to be wrong. I feel like everyone's probably done it. I think that I would almost rather be told, I can only hang out for about 5 minutes because I got somewhere to be, and then we have a pleasant 5 minutes, and then we're on, rather than them saying, can't really stand the way that you talk, so I'm only willing to hang out for 5 minutes. Okay, then I don't want you to come over at all.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
if someone were to put this question in front of me, is it okay to lie to avoid hurting someone's feelings? If I have to blanket that, my answer is no, because I don't want to agree to every instance of lying.
Yeah, because then you get into like, where have you been? Oh, I've been, at the grocery store, when actually you've been at the bar or whatever.
Sure.
Or doing something
Yeah.
that you're not supposed to be doing, when it comes to like relationships and things like that. Whether it's, because if it's something that that it shouldn't be happening or something like that, like, that if you said, no, I was at the bar, you would get, I don't know, in a healthy relationship, it wouldn't be
Okay.
right.
Right.
Right. So,
Yeah. It's very situational.
it is situational.
And
But it's still wrong.
yeah.
I mean, it's wrong to lie. I think it's not okay to lie. I know everybody does. Most people do it, and most people's lies are little white lies. But I still think they're wrong. I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
That's in my
Yeah.
and
No,
and I'm not saying I've never done it or never will do it.
I would think
Again,
that you were lying if anyone said that they've never
that
done
would be
it.
a lie
for sure.
in itself. But I feel bad when I do it. I hate, I would hate the way
Right.
I felt afterwards. I would probably pray and ask for forgiveness, all of that. But I know that's just part of human nature. It's like, okay, what's the easy out here?
Well, and it's
the
a
easy
slippery
out
slope.
is
It
just
is.
to
Because when you, so for example, if somebody did something to you that made you feel a certain way, like bad, and then they came to you and said, I'm really sorry that I did that, and you say, it's okay, it's not okay.
Right.
That in and of itself is a lie.
right.
Yeah.
And by doing that, you're showing this person that you don't need them to change, that it's going to be okay next
Right.
time as well. And so you're showing them that that's an okay way for them to treat you. In all actuality, it's not. You would rather be treated differently. So instead of saying it's fine, I try to do the thing where it's like, I forgive you, but next time, could you please approach it in this way instead?
Right.
And then, and then it's
That's good.
And then you've told them that, hey, I'm not going to hold a grudge against you because
Right.
of this, but I'm also not
I'm not
willing.
okay with what you
I'm not
did.
willing to keep taking that
Right.
over and over and over again.
But it's so hard too, especially for, I know for you, for example, how much you hate conflict.
Oh, I hate it so much.
So it's so much easier to just try to squelch it and stop it and say, it's fine. I'm fine. You're fine. We're fine. It's good. It's fine. Let's move on.
Right. Right. But then you don't have any boundaries and people
absolutely.
walk all over you all the time.
Yep. And it
And
really
that's
really
something-
is, like you said, a slippery slope,
It is.
especially if you become comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Well, that to me could be scary because then now you're saying,
I don't matter.
well, and I become more used to saying false truths,
Right.
and I can it becomes more natural
Yep.
for me. It becomes more of a go-to where I start thinking, well, why would I say the hard thing, come clean with the thing or whatever,
When you can just lie your way
when
out of
I
it.
lied about in the last thing. So, and that's obviously dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, if you say, is it okay? Is it right? Is it wrong? It's probably going to fall to the, no, it's not okay. Yes, it is wrong. But I do think there is such a thing as harmless lies, whether it's right or wrong, which I think we're in agreement that
That they're
it's
basically wrong.
Yeah. But is it harmless? Should you do it? Maybe not. Is it harmless? Did it hurt anybody? Is it, I even say, I talk out of both sides of my mouth all the time on this sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's certain things that if I found out that person was lying when they said that they were fine, if someone asks you, how are you today?
Right. You say fine.
say fine.
That's,
You say fine.
Or you say, I'm doing good.
But I'm going through some serious
living the
shit.
dream.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going through some serious right now that I don't want to stop and talk to you.
Yeah.
You are not worth my time. Not you, Mom.
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
know.
pointing to the. I talk to you about
You
everything,
are
but I think that may be one of the
Yeah.
the glaring examples that we're probably all guilty of
Oh, well,
on a
we are.
daily basis.
We are.
Because
Yeah.
I don't want to offend my acquaintance at work who asked, "How are you today?"
Nor did they want to hear
Right.
how you
most of the
actually
time
are.
they don't want to hear it, truthfully. But
Maybe we need to quit asking that question.
right.
Yeah, it's never going to happen though.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's so
such a go-
ingrained in our
It's such
language.
a go-to, yeah.
Yeah.
And but you also don't want to be the person. So okay, so back to what I was saying. I don't want to divulge all the things that I'm going through to this acquaintance, right? This isn't the appropriate time. This isn't the thing
It's
going
not
on.
their business
It's
anyway.
It's not your business.
Yep.
So the easy answer is, I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
Things are good. And in your head, you can justify those things by saying, what I'm responding to is how is my work life? How is my, you know, but that's not what they asked. They asked you. So I couldn't feel worse right now. But I also don't want to be the curmudgeon at work that is always answering very truthfully and saying, because that can be taxing as well. Then you become that person that don't ask them how they are because they'll always hear a
Or
thing.
they have a snarky remark like, you know, like how much time you got
Right.
or something like that. And it's like, all right.
But there's
like,
also some human decency where you want to be able to say, I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
yeah.
You know, if we're being truthful, you could say something like, going through some stuff right now, but thanks for asking.
Yeah.
That, you know, okay, well,
It doesn't come out.
you're not telling him
that's not-
everything
yeah.
and like, oh, what's going on? Now I should have just said fine.
Right. Yeah. And I
Exactly.
think
You
that's
know?
why people do that is because, you know, nobody really wants to hear how you are. I mean,
And if they do, I
Certain
might
people
not
do.
want to tell you.
right.
I might not feel like it. I might not have time for it. I might not think you're close enough to me to know what's going on or whatever it may be. So I don't
My
know.
go-to is busy. How you doing? Oh, busy.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
I'm always busy.
yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
Doing something, breathing.
My favorite kind of along those lines is when someone says, "What are you doing?" And I say, "Minding my business. What are you doing?"
That's a good one.
They don't like it usually, but
Back to your
No.
point when you were talking about maybe lying become habitual, or when you do a little one, then it gets easier and easier as
Yeah.
you go along. I can remember as I was a child, my mother would have us lie for her all
Oh,
the time.
geez.
wow.
Yeah. We answer the phone and be her boss because she didn't go to work and show up, and she'd be like, tell him I'm not here or tell him I'm sick and can't come to the phone. And bill collectors at the door. This will tell you how old I am. Milkman
Oh, my
would
gosh.
come to the door to collect for the milk and, you know, tell him I'm not here, tell him to come back.
Wow.
And she's right there behind us. You know, it was like from the very young age taught to lie to get out of things and that. And so it was kind of a tough one for me
Yeah.
before I became a Christian and before I really realized that I was hurting the Lord whenever I was lying and it was against what he wanted for me. And it's very easy for me now to want to lean in that direction because it makes life easier than being confrontive or maybe facing some conflict because of what you really need to say and don't want to. So
Yeah.
it's hard.
Yeah. So, what about in situations where this might not make the final episode,
yeah.
episode here, but you know, we didn't tell her any of it.
Good.
So technically, we lied by
Honestly,
omission.
I have to tell you that that's probably wisdom in this case.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think lying is ever the right thing. But in this case, I mean,
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing.
Those are the situations where I go.
I mean, it's really tough.
I just don't. The question, is it okay to lie to avoid hurting someone's feelings? Well, it wouldn't have hurt her feelings. It would have hurt her feelings in a way that it would have made her sad. It
Right.
would have made her concerned. It would
She
have
would
put
be worried.
unnecessary stress on her
And worry.
and worry
Yeah.
that we didn't want to put on her. So lying by omission. So
From my perspective, I think that's totally fine. I don't think
I do
there's
too.
nothing wrong with that.
and I
I
felt
don't even
okay
see that
about it.
as like a
But again, so coming back, everybody that just came in, you just missed out on part of our conversation because it's personal and I don't want to share it with everyone in the world. So, but I think it is very situational.
yeah, it is because there are times when it is necessary to not divulge everything for the sake of someone's feelings.
You can even say that, like, doctors lie
Yeah.
by omission. I'm all the time.
All the time.
Like, they're like, they know you only have 6 weeks to live, and they'll tell you, oh, you probably have like 6 months.
6 weeks to 6 months. Like,
Or they don't
well,
even put
right.
the first one in there. You know, it's like, and then I usually have figured out in my life that if they give you like 6 months, you might have 3 at the most, half of what they say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody does it, but that doesn't make it right.
Right.
That doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it but it saves feelings.
Right. So,
Well, and it might give hope.
Yeah,
that-
maybe.
and
Not going to give me hope.
Well,
No, I think
but in
it
the
would.
situation go ahead.
In my mind, it would because your thoughts do create your reality, and you do
Your
have
brain is
your brain is
powerful.
very powerful. So if you think,
I don't believe in that, but we're not going to argue that right now.
Okay.
But I want to know the truth. You know, if
Right.
I want to know,
But
I think
everybody, I think, is going to say that they want to know the truth, and I think that's. I'm not saying you're wrong because I think you're right.
Yeah.
That I do too. However, it's kind of it's no different than placebo.
that's
Right.
exactly
If
it.
you think that you have this much time, your brain might, but as soon as you lose that hope and go, you could die in a week, your brain may tell. So that's not just a belief. There is science behind that.
Right.
I don't have it in front of me. I can't, but I don't get me wrong. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think that everybody's opinions on what they would prefer.
right.
I think most people are going to say, I want to know the truth, but is that, I don't know. It's hard to,
This question is like a rabbit hole.
it is. Yeah. You could go in a lot of different ways, but here's my answer to the question. Is it okay to lie to avoid hurting someone's feelings? Yes, but is my answer. Yes, but it's dangerous. It's a slippery slope. It shouldn't be done if at all avoidable. You should make every effort to educate yourself and practice and be the type of person that will give truths and be smart about how you say things. Mom, you and I have talked about emotional intelligence. To me, this falls right into that. You need to understand the situation that we just talked about in private. It does take a certain amount of emotional intelligence to know I can't divulge all that information for your sake.
Right.
Now, is that fair to you? No, it's really not fair to you because you should be able to decide what you can take and what you do with information, all that. But I made, quote unquote, an executive decision to not tell you all of that because I know emotionally what your past is, what your present is, what your future probably is. And I don't know people's future in the situation we talked about. Don't take that the wrong way.
Right.
But so I made a decision to not tell everything.
Right. Based on trajectory.
Right. And so
Yeah. So mine is exactly the opposite.
no, but
No, but mine is no, it's not right. But I
Right.
see why people do it. I understand why people do. I understand why I probably would if it would be the right thing, the right situation. And so that's what I think, Lauren. You?
I don't really have an answer.
Okay.
I don't.
that's all right
I
too.
think yes and no. I mean, I think you have to
it's
use
hard.
your discretion. And I think that I don't want people to think that I'm dishonest with them.
Right.
I'm not. And if I am, it's for a very good reason. And it's probably to benefit you. So you shouldn't worry about it. And yeah, I mean,
That's well said.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to, you either trust people or you don't. And you have, when you're going to put your trust in somebody, you have to trust that they're going to give you what you need at that time. So, even if there's something that maybe you're doing that I don't agree with, when we were talking about lying by omission and all of that, like there may be times when I just don't say anything because this is your life. You do you, and I don't have to. Mom says this to me all the time. I don't have to like it. It's your dress or it's your outfit or it's your shoes or whatever. I don't have to like it. You know, if we're
Do
out
you like
shopping and I say, "Do you like this?" and you say, "Do you like it?" I'm not the one that's going to wear it. Do you feel good in it? Do you like it?
Right.
And that, you know, I feel like that goes a long way too. So it's like, if you're asking me something sensitive and you want me to be honest with you and you say, I want you to be honest with me, I will be honest with you. But if you're asking me something superficial and I feel like it's going to be detrimental to you for me to tell you the whole truth, I'm not doing it. And I don't have any kind of, like, my conscience feels clear for that.
Yeah. And even what you were just saying, you know, I can see how all of that can be seen as well, who are you to determine
Right.
what's best for me?
Right.
You know, because that's what I would think. If I found out that you were lying to me to save my feelings, I go, my feelings are of none of your concern. I want you to be honest with me. But again, speaking out of both sides of my mouth, I understand it. So this is such a dangerous one.
It is.
And
but if I, you know, but there may be a time when I ask something that I just kind of want to be lied to. Like, here's my wedding dress. Do you like it? You better say yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
or, I mean, unless I look like a complete fool, in which case
But
tell
chances
me.
are, if you did that, you would have.
I would probably know that I looked like a complete
and
fool.
you would have people near you when you chose it that
Right.
are going to tell you the truth on it.
Right.
So if you come ask me, what do you think of my wedding dress? I'm going to say, you look like a pig.
Right.
If she does.
I'm just joking. You never looked like a pig in your life.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's
I
like
get it.
there are things that are important to people. And if it's already been decided, like if, you know, if they're getting ready to walk down the aisle and they say, don't you love my dress? And you hate it, it's probably not the time to say, I hate your dress.
What I or what someone should say is, you look beautiful.
Right, exactly. Yes. Because
I hate your dress.
I hate your
but
dress,
you look
but
beautiful.
you.
Look beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what I think of the dress. Just,
Right, exactly.
You look gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm interested in what our listeners think about this one. This is a broad topic. Don't think less or more of us because of this.
No.
We're all human, like Mom said, and we all deal with the situations we're in based on what's going on, and we use our intelligence to do what's happening, and all
And
of
it's
that.
something I think that just happens every day so commonly. And so it's a normal thing anymore. And I bet there's a lot of our listeners that haven't really even thought about how often maybe we resort to that
Right.
and don't even think about it.
Right.
So
I
maybe
would
this
like-
will cause them to think about it a little bit and,
Yes.
and really form an opinion on it.
I would like to be, and I feel like I am, but I would like to be more aware of just what lies do we tell, what untruths do
Kind
we,
of flippant.
yeah,
like just-
without thinking,
Yeah.
and does it matter? Should we just? What is the harm of telling a full truth? So, anyway, so our listeners interested on your thoughts. If you want to reach out to us, we are. We have an email address.
Yeah, we do.
Lauren, do you know what that email address is?
I think so.
Can you tell our listeners?
Sure. It's my mama done told me podcast at gmail.com.
That is Google Mail. Yep.
Googlemail.com.
Googlemail.com. We also have some social media outlets that we like to call the social meds. And so we have a bunch of them. We have like
There's
TikTok,
lots.
we have X, which we literally have 0 followers on X. So that's fine. I mean, who uses that?
Not
So
me.
we have Facebook, we have Instagram, but all of those, Mom, where do they find those things?
Help me out, Lauren. 3, 2, 1.
Showy
notes.
notes.
Showy notes. You said showy notes.
What is it? Showy
Showy
notes?
notes.
Showy notes.
Showy notes?
Notes.
Did I say it wrong?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't
We'll
know.
find
Notes.
out.
Show notes.
You'll find those. You'll find our social media in our
the
show
showing
notes.
Showing.
in our toy boys.
Toy boys.
You say toy boys?
Toy boys.
Toy.
I can't even say it
Toy.
once.
Toy.
Can you say toy boat?
Toy boat.
Toy boat.
Toy boat.
Toy boat.
Toy boy. Toy boy. Toy
If I
boy.
think about it, I can't say it.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy
No,
boat,
can't do
toy
it.
boat, toy boat,
Toy
toy
boat.
boat,
Toy boy. Toy boy.
I'm not
Anyway,
even gonna
I
try.
can't do it.
We hope you keep your minds open and be kind to each other. Until next time, this has been episode 16 of My Mama Done Told Me. My Mama Done Told Me.
Mama.
I'm Jeff,
I'm Lauren.
And I'm the mama.
and this is My Mama Done Told Me. This is My Mama Done Told Me. This is My Mama Done Told Me. This is My Mama Done Told Me.
This is
My Mama Done Told Me. This is my mama.
Welcome to Talkumentary.
Wrong
Welcome,
show.
everybody, to the
Oh, yeah, I
Why
loud.
forgot.
are you yelling?
Because when I introduce, I'm loud.
You yell.
Hey, everybody.
Go ahead,
Are
Ma.
we ready?
Sorry. Yep, you do it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to My Mama Done Told Me.
She almost said documentary.
Documentary.
Almost did.
Welcome to another episode of
Talk Your Mom Told Me.
Talk your mom told me.
Talk your mom.
Talk to me.
Talk Your Mom Told Me.
No, you go ahead and do it.
Oh.
Talk your mom told me. Somebody else do it.
No, Mom, you
Did
got
I do
this.
it already?
Do it. Yep, you
Do
got
it.
it.
1, 2, 3, go.
Go. Start over.